Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Cardoodle. This is Jim. First of all, if you're one of our friends in the Northeast United States, I really hope you're safe and warm today. I know you're dealing with a lot of nasty weather up there right now. A thought occurs, why is it that I always talk about the weather in these vlogs? I don't know. In today's episode, I'm working on a couple of characters as well as the setting for the next cartoon. This next episode is going to take place on Valentine's Day. You can see I already finished creating one character. I'm just working on creating another. I've decided I want Boulderdash to seem more like a real community with lots of different types of people. So I'm experimenting with designs that, stand out a little bit more than most of the characters I've created in the past, who for the most part seem kind of generic. Also, once again, I'm looking for your input on this cartoon. The majority of this episode is going to take place inside of a party shop that's having all sorts of promotions for Valentine's Day. So much like the Halloween episode, I'd like to get your input on what we should decorate this store with. I've already created one small decoration with the poster, but all of you seem to have really interesting and unique ideas that I'd like to hear. And of course, just like the last time I asked for community input, anybody whose suggestion has been used will be credited at the end of the cartoon. A couple of interesting things have changed since the last Cardoodle blog. If you saw the last episode, you saw me drawing a bunch of monsters, and instead I've changed the monster to a robot. I've actually completely changed the plot of the next episode of Welcome to Boulderdash. Never fall in love with your initial idea because you might end up at a roadblock and never getting anything finished. A robot actually works a little bit better than a demon or eldritch abomination of some kind, for reasons that'll be a little more obvious later on once the next episode gets published. Another thing I want to start working on with this series is kind of creating a mythology behind the town and the people in it. There's a little bit so far. There, of course, is the Deus Ex Machina button, which was introduced in the old Ordinary Jim series, which I'm pretty sure at this point I'm not going to do anymore. I feel like everything I want to say gets said in this blog, so there's not much of a reason to have Ordinary Jim at this point. But I don't regret creating that series because it gave me an idea of what it's like to try to tell stories through animation, and it did allow me to introduce certain themes and concepts to Welcome to Boulderdash. If you're not familiar with the Deus Ex Machina button and its importance to Welcome to Boulderdash, I'll post a link in the description as well as in the video itself, but if you don't feel like watching the video, I've got a quick synopsis. So I used to do a different blog called Ordinary Jim that had a cartoon version of me kind of recounting past events of my life or pet peeves or just general rants, anything like that. It started out essentially as almost like a slideshow with sketches of me doing different things, and I wanted to transition to a fully animated blog. And so at the time I just started using Anime Studio, and I knew this was really going to be a transitional period for me. And just for fun, I kind of created a continuity to the blog where my character pressed a button that said, "Warning, this button may cause Deus Ex Machina," and he pushes the button and becomes a fully animated character. As time goes on, he goes into the nondescript background of just a kind of a park. Later on, the city of Boulderdash appears, though it had not yet been named Boulderdash. I didn't know if it was going to do anything with it yet. And more elements that almost made it feel sort of like a little bit of a world started to appear. Close to the final episode of the series, my character presses the button a second time, and it transforms the nondescript city that he's in into Boulderdash, the city you've seen in the intro this past year. And the creation of that city is actually why I decided the first episode should be the misunderstood monster, where it immediately gets destroyed. And so the Deus Ex Machina button essentially is the explanation for all the weird stuff that happens in Boulderdash. Why talking bugs can exist, why a monster can destroy the city and have it be completely intact the next episode, why a pumpkin feels pain, and it's also going to be a really quick and easy way for me to explain any plot holes that occur later on. Because as the past year has gone on, I have planted a few things here and there, mostly in the background, to kind of create the larger world that is the Boulderdash universe. I'm not going to tell you what those things are. I'll let you look at that for yourself if you want, because I'm going to continue putting those little hints here and there throughout the rest of the series, however long I decide to make it. Anyway, I want to say thanks again for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a fantastic week. I will see you all next Tuesday.